them, and also what the obstacles are that prevent people from comfortably going to museums. Because I think one of the things was that people sort of felt that the National Gallery in Jamaica was something for people who were involved in the art world, artists, collectors, and so on. And now suddenly there were people telling each other. Our staff was approached on the street, on the streets of Kingston. What we hear that there is this exhibition, can we come and see it? You know, so it really sort of was an important lesson in how to engage audiences, how to be relevant to audiences, how to speak to audiences, and how to remove the sort of barriers that prevent people from going to museums in the Caribbean context. You know, so
very interesting serious words, because you look at engaging audience. The audience now is 5 different generations, right?
Right.
All who leverage technology in very, very different ways, whose perspective of the world is dramatically different. Mr. Banks' perspective is far different than my 12-year-old son's.
Absolutely.
And the way they're going to see a museum exhibit is completely different, because their lens is so different. So I love that, and curious to see how that's going to manifest itself here in Cayman. And I think that BlackBerry belongs in a museum now too. I think we've passed.
Yes.
we're at a very close to a point where we're going to see a BlackBerry in a museum very soon, just to make us all feel that much older about about ourselves. On that note, let's go to a short commercial break. We come back. Let's dive into some of your goals and aspirations for the museum here in Cayman. Back with more talk today, right after this.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
A $5,000 reward is being offered for the return of a missing dog that goes by the name of Spiky Haggis. Spiky is white cream in color and is a Pomeranian mix. He's a small dog that has a distinctive scar above his left hip. He went missing over a week ago in the area of Selkirk Drive and Bimini Drive. The public has been asked to keep their eyes peeled for Spiky, and if anyone has any information on the missing Pomeranian mixed dog, please call Cayman Vets at 525-5838. The number again is 525-5838.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just the delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
The Passport and Corporate Services Office is urging travelers to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country for the upcoming Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. Travelers should renew passports ahead of travel time and apply for or renew visas early. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Again, pleased to have in studio our new Cayman Islands Museum Director, Dr. Poupée, along with Marketing Director for the museum, Mr. Brian Watler. In case you missed before the break, Dr. Poupée was sharing a bit about her past and her background, having grown up in a museum town in Belgium to spending 35 years curating the National Gallery of Jamaica and some of her experiences there, and now turning attention to Cayman. So, Dr. Poupée, welcome again to the Cayman Islands and your role as museum director here. I know it's still early and you're still kind of filling your way out, but walk us through what you've seen so far at the museum and maybe some of your goals and aspirations for what you want to see moving forward.
Well, I think the museum is really a national treasure, you know, and the building is an absolutely stunning building in and of itself. I mean, it's one of the key landmarks on the Georgetown waterfront, and that's a tremendous asset for the museum. The building itself is part of the collection in many ways, you know. That is where it starts. The collection, it's more than 12,000 objects, you know, so it's a huge collection. I mean, a little bit uneven here and there, but some really important parts of the history and heritage of this country. You know, so there's really, there is a strong foundation, but there is also tremendous potential for further development. And that, of course, is where my focus will be. You know, how can we expand on the exhibition programs? How can we bring in some new ideas and some new subjects into the mix? How can we make better use of our collections? You know, really understand that collection and see what we can do with it so that the public is more familiar with what we have. You know, improving the facilities. I mean, you know, bringing in new technology. New people, you know, we have to develop our team. We're a very small team, as you probably know. So we develop our team with permanent, but also with visiting staff. I think bringing in a variety of voices who can bring new ideas to the museum, I think is going to be very important to us. Caring for our collection, you know, caring for a huge collection like that is quite a challenge. So we do need to develop conservation facilities. So I think that's going to be a strong area of focus. And I'm probably missing out on a few things right now, you know, but you know, also, of course, making sure that the funds are there to do that. So fundraising is also going to be an important part of what we do going forward, and making sure that we have the support from stakeholders, from companies, from, you know, really to allow us to do what we can do to move the museum further.
And there's a lot there.
Yes.
So if you left out a few things, that's still a lot. So let's walk back to the engaging the community element. I know before the show, Mr. Banks was here, and there's quite a number of people, not just seniors, quite a number of people in the community who have archives and archives of material and stories. And you see with Matthew Seals just done with the Northwestern magazine, he's trying to archive a digital copy of all these Northwestern magazines. What opportunities are there for the community themselves to engage with museum to help with developing some of these exhibits and enhancing your collection of material? Like, what opportunities are there for those in the community that have this material?
Right. Well, I think there are a lot of options there. I had the opportunity on my previous visit to go to the museum at Nurse Josie's in Boddentown, which I think is a fantastic community museum, sort of the keeper of the community memories in many ways. So I think that's sort of a model and an approach that we can look at. And one of the ideas that is very important in contemporary museum practice is co-creation, is really working with your communities to create the content, to develop develop the collections and so on. So very happy to work with people who have those sort of resources and to see how we can use them in the museums. And to sort of, I can't quite speak in detail yet to our exhibitions program because we're still developing it. But for instance, one thing that we want to look at is the family in the Cayman Islands and the family histories in the Cayman Islands, not only of generational Caymanians, but also of the newer people, and really bring that in dialogue in an exhibition using photographic resources, photographs of the grandparents and the great-grandparents and so on, memorabilia and so on, and to really talk about the family and all the stories that exist locally, but also the stories that some of the new people are bringing into the mix, you know. So that's a project that I'm very excited about, and
Awesome.
which will be one of our upcoming exhibitions.
Very cool. You had mentioned technology, and you know, yesterday we had a segment with UCCI, and they have a big conference today on AI, and everyone's now having this conversation: how do you leverage technology greater for you? Do you see opportunities for the museum to leverage not necessarily AI, but leverage technology, maybe to engage younger audiences? I don't know if you can really turn a whole museum into an AR, VR headset. We're still right younger numbers, but I mean,
well, using technology more and better is definitely on the agenda. Technology dates very quickly, as we all know.
Yes.
So you have to sort of keep up with that as a museum. And I think one very interesting development in recent years has been the development of immersive technologies. So that is one thing that I'm very keen on using. For instance, in our natural history displays, I mean, having an immersive experience, a virtual reality experience where you could descend into the Cayman Trench and kind of get a sense of what that environment really is,
so
would be
cool.
fantastic. You know, so those are the sort of things that we will be looking at. I think also the museum should not really be limited to its walls. You know, we also have our online presence and so on, which we can further use to help create those sort of experiences and to give people access to the museum without necessarily being on site. You know,
That's wonderful.
the Cayman diaspora is a number of several thousands of people. How can we engage that audience, for instance? You know, can we do so through our online presence? I mean, really engage them more with what the museum has to offer. So those are sort of the things that we're looking at in terms of technology. And it's a new frontier. You know, the technologies change practically every day on us, and we really have to be responsive to that and see what it can do in a context of a museum. And the advantage of these new technologies is that it cultivates engagement. You know, people have to be part of it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that is a very important tool for a museum.
You know, I think that's hearing you say about the leveraging your website more, and just so that you're not limiting yourself to your physical walls. You have your diaspora, you have your students in school to make it easier to actually utilize museum resources without having to physically come down to the museum. They can engage it through their schools and classes, and
Exactly.
it makes learning the history and the culture that much more accessible, right?
We hope, of course, that they will eventually
Oh, no,
come
of
to the
course.
museum.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know?
That's what they do. That's what they do.
But bring the museum to them in
Absolutely.
various ways, using virtual technologies as a tool. I think
Absolutely.
is an important.
After they do the exam that they've studied online, then they come to the museum.
Exactly.
See it in person.
And bring their parents. You know?
Absolutely. No, I think the reality is we constantly have this theme of trying to embrace our culture, our history globally. Every country has this exact same conversation of where their history fits in, and museums are the gatekeepers of that, right?
Absolutely.
And if you can leverage that technology so that you can engage, it's tough to engage a 20-year-old into history and culture. They're engaged mindset-wise in every other thing in the world, right? And so if you can find those AR tools or VR tools and that immersive experience, you can step in and you can actually walk through your grandfather's house because you have all the photos, actually recreate an AR, VR visual, right? That's the AI leveraging, right? Can you recreate some of these models of older homes, the old Wattle and Daub homes, and have people walk through it, right? That's something
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what even seniors can get into.
The mangrove reserve and so on.
Absolutely.
You know, these sort of things that are
Yeah.
not that accessible or that no longer exist in the
Yeah.
case of much of the built heritage. You know, you can really help to recreate that and create that in a way that will also appeal to young people with short attention spans. You know.
We all have short attention spans now. It's not even the young ones. Half the time I'm gonna catch myself going, wait, what happened? No, that's fantastic that you've actually now you mentioned the conservation of your items, and that's something that that takes a lot of effort.
Right, and specialist knowledge. Setting up a conservation lab also, it comes with very specialized equipment.
Sure.
It's not something the Caribbean has done very well. The English-speaking Caribbean definitely not. I mean, the only conservation facilities in the Caribbean region are in the Spanish-speaking countries, in Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. So it's not a problem that is unique to the Cayman Islands, but you know, you really do need to be able to take care of your collection, also using technologies, you know. So that's something that needs to be a priority because you know, collections do require maintenance. They do require constant surveillance and care. You know, if you don't take care of it, you lose those things that you're supposed to protect. So that is definitely going to be a priority.
It's a lot of work. It is. That sounds like a ton of work. And then obviously on the fundraising side, and I'm sure that's going to be a work in progress, an ongoing work in progress of how to try to raise funds to grow the museum. We're going to go to commercial break in just a moment. When we come back, let's dive into, you have an event coming up for your Cayman Christmas at the museum, and we'll dive into that a little more and see how the community can get greater involved with the museum. Back with more talk today following this short commercial break.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
A $5,000 reward is up for offer for the return of a missing dog that goes by the name of Spiky Haggis. Spiky is white cream in color and is a Pomeranian mix. He's a small dog that has a distinctive scar above his left hip. He went missing over a week ago in the area of Selkirk Drive and Bimini Drive. The public is asked to keep their eyes peeled for Spiky, and if anyone has any information on the missing Pomeranian mix dog, call Cayman Vets at 525-5838. The number again is 525-5838.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Did you know that 12.5% of Cayman residents are current smokers? In fact, this is significantly higher among men at 18% than women at 6.7%. Tobacco use, alcohol consumption, daily activity, and diet are all things which we can change that can significantly impact our health. The Ministry of Health and Wellness wants to empower you with information that can change your life. To learn more, log on to www.gov.ky/steps or follow us on Facebook. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
Williams Productions proudly presents the 2024 Gospel Fest. This year, bringing you award-winning artists Jeff and Sherry Easter. Alongside the incredible Marshall Hall. All live in concert December 31st at First Baptist Church. Gates open at 6 p.m. Concert starts at 7. So come early and get ready for a night of unforgettable music. Tickets are $25 pre-sale or $35 at the gate. Funds raised will help to support Inclusion Cayman. Grab yours today at Funky Tanks or the Cayman Islands Conference. Celebrate, sing, and start your new year right at Gospel Fest 2024. Don't miss it. The 2024 Gospel Fest is proudly sponsored by Office of the Premier, Cayman First, Health City, Hides and Sons, Value Med Pharmacy, Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture, Uncle Clem's, Physiotherapy Center, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage, Praise 87.9, Ministry of Tourism and Ports, and Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we have in the studio from the Cayman Islands National Museum, Dr. Poupé, the new director, and Mr. Brian Watler, the marketing director. And in case you missed earlier in the show, we kind of went through Dr. Poupé's history and some of her goals that she's looking to bring to the museum going forward. So definitely something to stay tuned for. But the museum also has an event for Christmas coming up, and now we're going to turn the spotlight over to Mr. Brian Watler. Brian, thanks for coming back on the show.
Thank you for having us. So yes, we're going to have our museum anniversary celebrations this next Saturday, the 30th of November, and our Christmas market. It's going to be from 4 to 8 p.m. at the museum on Gorin Avenue. We're inviting the public to come on out. We have 30 vendors attending.
It's a lot of vendors.
Yeah, and we do have a wait list of those who want to attend as well, so
That's
participate as well. So
that speaks volumes to how much Lucky has grown, right?
A lot.
Like I remember when it started. I remember the mango event. Because it's on today. It's one of my favorite commercials. Is the one we did for the mango event like 9 years ago, or however long ago it was. I still have it on my computer. Like say it was one of my favorite commercials, and I just see how much Lucky has grown.
It's growing.
Good for you guys.
And a lot of the vendors are actually new vendors. We have our repeat vendors, our traditional artisans and whatnot. But we do have a lot of people that have heard of it and have wanted to sign up this year.
That's fantastic. And are we? So is it a whole? You mentioned November 30th from 4 to 8. We're gonna have vendors, entertainment, food. It's kind of like the previous events, right? You're hoping to get the families come out, hang out, have a good time. Check out the vendors. Yeah,
same layout as all of our events. We're just expanding. We're going right up in Gorin Avenue. So we have our 6 traditional artisans, Miss Rosemary, Miss Carlene, Miss Lizzie, those from West Bay, as well as 16 craft vendors, and our 8 food and beverage vendors. So we have like Lulu's Kitchen, Alvin's Kitchen, Jazzy Cakes, Cookieology with their sweet treats, and then beverages, a signature Christmas cocktail by Fusion Mixology. They're going to be debuting at our event, so come on out.
What's the drink they're going to be debuting?
Christmas cocktail, a signature Christmas cocktail that they're going to be debuting.
So we don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then we have live entertainment as well.
Yeah, we have live entertainment. So we're going to have James Geary, we're going to have Madame DeRosa, and Mr. Randall Shillad. They're going to be singing, drumming, adding to the atmosphere.
All right, what time do they go on? Because people kind of budget their...
James Geary, he's going to be on from 4 to 5. And then we're going to have a short program from 5:30 to 6. And then 6 to 7 would be Madame DeRosa. She'll be performing. And then Mr. Randall will close the event, 7 to 8.
You know, I like these. It's short and sweet. It's not an all-day affair. It's a couple hours. You get to come out, hang out. It's dinner time.
Yeah, it's in the evening. It's cooler.
It's evening's cooler. Hopefully no rain.
Hopefully no rain. I haven't seen enough.
It's end of
rain
season, right?
report yet. Yeah.
Theoretically, it's end of season.
Yeah, we should be good.
Yeah, yeah, we are going to be good.
Yeah, we will be good.
Claim it right now. But no, you know what I like this about it? It's not the usual morning event, right? When there's so much going on a Saturday. By 4 o'clock, theoretically, things are starting to wind down. It's getting close to dinner time. You're on the waterfront. You're in town. Live entertainment. 30 local vendors. You're at the museum. And you can get your Christmas shopping done one time.
Yeah.
So all the guys out there, you can knock your Christmas shopping out in one fell swoop. Don't wait till December 24th.
Yeah, don't. Come on out.
See, just coming out there and you bring the kids. Kids get the food. Do all your shopping. In and out, done.
Yeah. We're gonna have face painting. Miss Bubble, she's gonna be with her face painting and balloon animals. So something for the kids to do.
Very cool. Now, Brian, you've been in the museum for a little while now. You've seen some of the projects grow and develop. How do you feel about some of the discussion we've had with Dr. Pei about the upcoming goals and what you see the museum doing in the future?
I'm really excited. Some of her innovative ideas. When she first came, she spoke of these things. I was like, oh yes, a breath of fresh air. So I was like really excited. I'm really excited to see what the museum does, what Dr. Pupe does in the next couple of years.
And if I may add, I think innovative is Brian's middle name. So, he's really resourceful in terms of developing all these programs and ideas. So really very happy to work with the team.
I think it's great. I think it's great that this, Lookia did exactly what you said. It went beyond the walls, right? It took the museum outside and it brought the culture of, small community culture, which is what we see in our museum, outdoors for everyone to come out and enjoy. Walking back through your events last year with the Christmas event, how was it attended last year, and what changes have you made from previous years for this year's event?
Well, I think with the Pirates Week festivities, we had been postponing our Christmas market several years. So this is the first time in I think 3 years that we're bringing the Christmas market back.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has grown. It has grown significantly over the years.
And again, so we have 30 different vendors. Now, this is all 30 arts and craft vendors?
We have the 6 traditional artisans, as I mentioned. They're going to be with their thatch and crafts.
Yep.
And we have our specialty vendors. These are young Caymanian entrepreneurs that are doing coasters. They have this succulents, different crafts, crochet items, face and body care products. Yeah, young Caymanians, up-and-coming entrepreneurs that you come out and support.
How did you actually get a hold? How did you promote for the vendors? Because that's quite a number of vendors.
The museum, we had a vendor summit this year and last year where we have a database of vendors, and we also sent out a blast on our mailing list, on social media. People signed up immediately. Like we posted it on a Wednesday, and by Thursday we were full.
That's brilliant. Now you say you have a waiting list, so have you capped it at 30? Or are you trying to get more space?
Yeah, I'm trying to get more space. I'm trying to rework the layout, so I should be able to accommodate much more.
How many do you anticipate coming in altogether when it's all said and done? If you have a wait list right now, a week out still?
I don't want to go past 40. I'll probably go to like 35, 36.
Okay. And if anybody in the community does want to reach out and get onto that vendor list, if you get more space, how can they reach you?
Well, the form is closed, but they can actually email me, Brian Watler at museum.ky. It's BRIAN Watler, WATLER at museum.ky.
All right, so you heard it, folks. So that's Saturday, November 30th. Now, there is a lot of events going on that day as it is. But this one is afternoon, evening time. Most of the events will be slowly wrapping up for the day. Yeah. Not a bad place to stop in and get some food for you. Make your home.
Pop in, pop out, go see the museum.
Yeah.
See what exhibits we have on display. Yeah.
And the gift shop.
And the gift shop.
Gift shop is open.
So the museum will all be open as well. You can take a walk through and see everything.
Free admission.
Free entry for the museum as well. Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All the way till 8.
Yep, all the way till 8.
That's not too bad at all. So that's Saturday, November 30th, 4 to 8 p.m. 30 so far local vendors, handmade crafts. Food's going to be out as well, which is great. How many food vendors do you have?
We have 2, Lulu's Kitchen and Alvin's Kitchen, that are going to be with local food. And we have the Sweet Treats by Jazzy Cakes and Cookieology. Jams and Jellies, Bonafide Farmer, Vindivale Estate, and then drinks by Fusion Mixology.
And that's the specialty drink that we're
special Christmas cocktail.
And we do have a diversity of vendors, as you said before. It's not just a handful of vendors selling the same thing.
Yeah, they're all diverse. You won't find one of the same thing.
See, that's what I think.
Many of the same things are.
That's what actually makes it that much more enjoyable. You can see the work of, you mentioned young Caymanians who are putting their effort into creating the arts and crafts and their own little micro businesses, right? In their own selves. That entrepreneurial drive, which has been so profound in Cayman, hence this year's Heroes Day about the business community, right?
Yeah.
So to see it like firsthand, but on a micro level, jazzy cakes, we see it at all the events.
Yeah. And we actually have a very young Caymanian business owner, 15-year-old that signed up this year.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they selling, if you want me asking?
They sent it. It's some kind of ornaments and stuff. Bracelets.
Oh, she's making bracelets.
Yeah, she does beaded bracelets and stuff.
I mean, 15 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
That takes work. It takes work to put in the time, and that's awesome. Good for you guys. So again, run us through all the details again. Saturday November
30th, 48 p.m. at the National Museum. We'll be on Gorin Avenue. We're going to have live music, local food, lots of vendors. Get your early Christmas shopping done.
And this is actually an anniversary event as well.
Yeah, the museum's 34th anniversary.
34th.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't know that. See, I learned something new today.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the museum was 34 years old.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we have about a minute left in this segment. Dr. Pei, any final words for our community before we sign off for this segment?
Sure, I would say come on out on November 30th and make the museum yours. It is yours.
It is yours.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it is yours, right? It is our museum, right? And if the community has any, you had mentioned before about increasing community engagement with the community of some of your exhibits, how can they get in touch with you, and what should they be doing when they contact you?
Well, we have an open door policy, so people can always stop by. We have an info address, info@museum.ky. And then our number, could you repeat?
949-8368.
949-8368. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping in. All the best with your tenure here at the museum. Brian, you're doing a fantastic job as always with these events. Having worked with your account for a long time and seeing how it's grown year on, year in, it's a tribute to the work you guys are doing. Congratulations.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So again, folks, it's Saturday, November 30th, 4 to 8 p.m. at the museum. Local vendors, handmade crafts, the food, which, it's a nice and easy one, and free access and entry to the museum from 4 to 8 p.m. Thank you so much again, folks. On that note, we're going to go to our 1 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with Mr. Noel Williams and Inclusion Cayman about this year's Williams Productions Gospel Fest on New Year's Eve. Back with more talk today right after this.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your headlines. The Cayman Islands Cancer Society is hosting a Movember information night this evening. Men and the women who love them are encouraged to pop by the Lions Community Center at 7 p.m. to learn more about this annual fundraising event. In international headlines, Russia's third largest bank, Gazprombank, and its 6 foreign subsidiaries were hit with U.S. sanctions today in a move intended to curtail Russia's ability to evade the thousands of sanctions imposed on the nation since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the sanctions, targeting Russia's largest remaining non-sanctioned bank, would further diminish Russia's military effort and make it harder for the Kremlin to evade U.S. sanctions and fund and equip its military. In addition, more than 50 internationally connected Russian banks, 40 Russian securities registrars, and 15 Russian finance officials were hit with sanctions. The Illinois Supreme Court today overturned actor Jussie Smollett's conviction on charges that he staged a racist and homophobic attack against himself in downtown Chicago in 2019 and lied to police. Smollett's appeal argued that a special prosecutor should not have been allowed to intervene after the Cook County State's attorney initially dropped charges. The state's highest court heard arguments in September. Smollett, who is black and gay, claimed the 2 men assaulted him, spouted racial and homophobic slurs, tossed a noose around his neck, leading to a massive search for suspects by Chicago police and kicking up an international uproar. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Reading Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands. Captain Keith Parker Tibbetts, MBE, JP. Captain Keith Parker Tibbetts, MBE, JP, was born at Cotton Tree Bay, Cayman Brac, on October 15, 1916, to James Nathaniel Tibbetts and Elsie Huldah Tibbetts, née Hunter. He was a man of many talents, from shipbuilding, seafaring, a military career, a prosperous entrepreneur, and many decades of service to the people of Cayman Brac and the Cayman Islands as a whole. After serving as a member of the lawmaking body known as the Vestry, from 1946 to 1968, he represented the Cayman Islands at the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association in Trinidad in 1968 and again in 1978. In 1969, he was appointed a JP. Then in 1976, he was elected to the Legislative Assembly for a 4-year term. Notably, the Cayman Brac representative petitioned the Legislative Assembly with names of over 400 Cayman Brackers, stating they wished to remain a crown colony rather than follow Jamaica's route of independence. In 1977, he represented the Cayman Islands at the Queen's Silver Jubilee in London. In 1988, he was made a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, among numerous other community awards, and served with many groups from Ebenezer Baptist Church to Education Councils, Veterans and Seamen's Society, CUC, and the Rotary Club of Cayman Brac. As a testimony of his contributions to his community and connection to sea and tourism, in 1996, shortly after his passing, a Russian destroyer was renamed the MV Captain Tibbetts in his honor and sunk in Cayman Brac waters by the Cayman Islands government to become a popular dive site. After a long and distinguished life of service to his community, he passed away on March 10, 1996. He was married to the late Hilary Elizabeth Marjorie Tibbetts, and together they had 5 children. This was part 7 of a special Sister Islands vignette series dedicated to Captain Keith Parker Tibbetts.
I'll be back. I've got 22 more days.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raven Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And we just had a segment just finished up with the National Museum featuring their new director, Dr. Poupé, and their marketing director, Brian Watler. One welcome Dr. Poupé to the island. And showcase that November 30th event at the National Museum. We do have one quick announcement before we get into our next segment. Again, if you missed it earlier, a $5,000 reward is up for offer for the return of a missing dog that goes by the name of Spiky Haggis. Spiky is a white cream in color and is a Pomeranian mix. He's a small dog that has a distinctive scar above his left hip. Spiky went missing over a week ago in the area of Selkirk Drive and Bimini Drive. Residents are asked to keep their eyes peeled for Spiky, and if anyone has any information on the missing Pomeranian mixed dog, to call Cayman Vets at 5838. That number again is 525-5838. And now, without much further ado, very pleased to have in studio from Williams Productions, Mr. Noel Williams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's hop right into it. Every year we've had this gospel concert that takes place on New Year's Eve. Before we get to this year's event, walk us through the history of where this event kind of came from, where like that motivation came from to do this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This motivation came from maybe 9 years ago. I know that persons kept reaching out to me about having some kind of different event more than people just going out to maybe a dinner or going out to the bars or the nightclubs. So I decided to come up with this gospel event on New Year's Eve that families could actually go to. I know that a lot of churches celebrate the New Year's Eve at midnight.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you have some churches that celebrate it at sundown. So I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to do it right in between. So I decided to have this concert, like bringing down artists from overseas that you normally find on the television.
Sure.
Like the Gaithers, a lot of Caymanians, or older Caymanians also, that has tapped into the Gaithers for many, many, many years. So I thought that was a good avenue to tap into, that I could actually get one or two of them to come down every year. And I saw an opportunity to use something like this platform to give back also. So that's why I chose like a charity every year, that all of the funds that raise, all the ticket sales, we donate to a charity. So the first year was like Cancer Society. The second year was Alzheimer's Association. We had the Crisis Center, the Food Bank. We had breast cancer. Last year was Jasmine. So it feels so good to have such an event like this, and then you can actually give back. And not only that, we have our senior citizens also that look forward to this concert, because we try not to charge any of the senior citizens. I know I get myself in trouble every year, but they do look forward to it. And I can tell you, Ray, that the people, the mixture of persons that you see at the concert, the older persons, the younger persons, I mean, it's a beauty to see the audience that attend the concert. I am so happy to see. I mean, sometimes you'll find like one of our senior citizens, the concert starts at 7 and they're there from 4 o'clock waiting. And it's so cute because we're still setting up, but they want to be on time.
Yeah.
So it's such a win-win situation. I mean, I feel good for the past like 9 years that we're still doing this, and it just puts a joy in my heart to see that we're able to have such an amazing concert that draws so many people to an event like this.
What has been the response from the artists that have come down? I can imagine they're not, and I could be wrong, that they're not as used to performing on a New Year's Eve event type of concert. Maybe they do. But here in Cayman, because we do celebrate this so much on New Year's Eve, what was the reception like coming here in Cayman and performing?
Can I tell you something? My first year was Guy Penrod.
Yes, I remember this one, yes.
And from that moment on, I did not have to look for artists anymore. He went back. I mean, he got such an amazing treatment here in Cayman. He loved it. He said that it was something that he had not experienced anywhere else. It spoke volumes to our country and the way how we treat people here in Cayman. From the time he entered the airport until he left, he had an amazing time. So he went back and he posted all sorts of good things about Cayman in the concert. And from that moment, I had people reaching out to me now from Tennessee.
Wow.
And all of the artists asking, when can they come? So I have a list of persons waiting
If you
for
have a
me
wait
to
list.
exactly. So that's a good problem to have.
It's a very good problem to have. You know, when you think about how much, and a slight segue, but how much the country as a country is invested into promoting and marketing the Cayman Islands, there is no better marketing than word of mouth. And when one person, and it doesn't matter if it's an artist or anybody, goes off and says,
Absolutely.
"This was amazing."
Absolutely, because when they come here, it's not just a concert.
Sure.
We take them to all the different sceneries, the Singh City, the dolphin discovery, the turtle farm.
Yeah, it's an
We
experience.
take them around, right? And you can see them posting as they're at these places and stuff here, and millions of people are actually following them,
Yeah.
right? So the thing is that they really, really enjoy coming to our shores and stuff.
That's fantastic. I'm glad that there's that level of reception, and to see how it came from the guy Penrod. 'Cause I remember that concert.
Yeah.
I remember that was the first time we started doing the promotion.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
to see how it's blossomed and grown over the past 8 years.
Yeah, from my first concert was in 2016.
Yeah, so 8 years.
And now we're at 24. You know,
Yeah.
so
That's fantastic.
yeah.
So walk us through the details for this year, because I know everyone's kind of anticipating, like, who's got it? Who's he got? Who's he got?
Yeah, this year we have Jeff and Sherry Easter, and we also have Marshall Hall. Jeff and Sherry Easter, they are a 9-time Dove Award winner. They have been selected as one of the Grammy Awards winners and stuff also. Marshall Hall is the same. These have been on the Gaithers for the last 20 years. Marshall Hall, he has been with the Gaithers vocal band for about 10 years. And Jeff and Sherry Easter, they are amazing. They have also been with the Gaithers for maybe about 25 years. And every event that the Gaithers have, Sherry and Jeff is invited to those events. So we're going to get some persons that's very special. It's going to be one of our best ever. They are excellent in performing. They're very spiritual. They're so excited to come here. You know, like some artists, like you have to deal with someone else when
Sure.
you call them direct, and they're calling you on a weekly basis. How are things going? We can't wait to come to the Cayman Islands. Just a few days ago actually, I went on to their page, and they were actually talking about Cayman.
Oh, that's great.
You know, like they're going to be in the Cayman Islands on December 31st, and they're so excited. And I mean, that speaks volumes about how our country treats people, and they can't wait to get here.
That's actually really, really. You know, it's wholesome. Like, that's the only word I can choose to use. It's such
Yeah.
a wholesome experience. Everything about this event is such a wholesome experience, right? For the artists that are coming down to, it is a gospel event, right? You don't get much more wholesome than this. We're talking about our singers coming out on New Year's Eve.
Absolutely.
It's a lot that's come together here.
Yeah, and one thing we had a very sad moment. Back in July this year, as you know, the Neelands was here. We brought the Neelands in 2019 along with Linda Randall. The Neelands, we took them to the BRAC. They had a concert in the BRAC.
Yes.
And then we had one in Grand Cayman. In July, they were on their way to a Gaithers gospel concert, and they got in a plane crash, and all of them lost their lives. And that hit home. That was one of the most. I mean, just talking about it now, it just run cold just through my body. I mean, we were so close. I mean, even after they came here, they called on a weekly basis. A few months before their passing, is one daughter that survived because she was pregnant. The mother actually called me and asked me, like, "Hey, can my daughter come back to the Cayman Islands for her anniversary?" And I said, "Absolutely, let her come." So she came 2 weeks before all her parents and her sister and her brother-in-law got killed in a car crash. So that was something that really shocked the gospel world. Bill Gaither and all his crew was just devastated. I mean, it was something that people are still talking about now. It was something that they've never ever had to experience and stuff before. But I just wanted to mention that. So even at this concert, we're gonna have a special presentation showcasing them also. So we're gonna plan that for New Year's Eve and stuff also.
I didn't, or to be honest, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's a very tragic story.
Yeah, it was actually. So
Wow.
just knowing that they were here in Cayman,
of course, yeah.
right, and this was a place that they grew to love. Not just in Grand, but they were in Cayman Brac and stuff also.
Course, yeah.
And that was the first time I decided to take the concert to the Brac, was with them, with the Nealons. Yeah.
That's very true. I'm glad to hear that you're doing a tribute
Yeah,
to them
yeah,
this year.
for sure. And Sherry Easter is one of their really, really good friends. So she is excited to be here, to be a part of that tribute and stuff also. Yeah.
Oh, that was a heavy one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
Very tragic. Okay. So yeah, moving back into this year's event. So it is December 31st.
Yeah, December 31st at First Baptist Church. I want to say a special thank you to First Baptist Church also. It's such an amazing church that has the capacity is really good for about 1,000 persons. The system there is out of this world. People get to dress up now, right, and to come. AC, chairs are comfortable. So it's such a beautiful place to have a awesome gospel concert, and I love it. I mean, so since we've been having it there, it's been amazing, and people are really, really enjoying it there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So walk us through the details of the actual event itself. And I'm sure you have a lot of sponsors that have supported this event.
Yeah. Every year, I mean, we have some amazing sponsors. We have the Office of the Premier. We have Cayman First, Health City Cayman Islands. We have Hides and Son, Value Med, Ministry of Border Control. We have Uncle Clem's. We have Minister of Sports and Heritage. We have the Minister of Tourism and Ports. 87.9, and one and only Radio Cayman. Like, Radio Cayman has been there from the very beginning, and I don't know what we will do without you guys here. You have been amazing, and I could never thank you guys enough here at Radio Cayman.
Oh no, we appreciate it. In all fairness, like Miss Paulette and Miss Norma have been very vocal for their support of our church programming and ensuring that Radio Cayman has dedicated breadth of our window of airtime towards gospel events. And what you're doing is, one, it was very novel. It was such a new scenario. Why it was so new is like why we haven't thought of it before. Was amazing, right?
So, in addition to the New Year's Eve, even our first time going to Cayman Brac was 2019, and from that moment on, they were spoiled. so it's difficult, for some artists to come here and to sing in Grand Cayman and to go to the Brac. But I'm happy that even last year we got Guy Penrod to buy in it, that he also went to Cayman Brac last year also. So this year, the Premier, she's from the Brac. So when she heard about the concert coming to Grand Cayman, she wanted a little piece for Cayman Brac. So I'm happy to say that all of the artists has agreed to go to the Brac on the 1st, January the 1st. So right after our concert here, December 31st, we'll be heading to the Brac first thing in the morning to have a concert there January the 1st. So Brackers, we're coming there again.
That's the way you started that story off. I'm like,
Yeah.
He's gonna say they're not coming.
No, no, no. We're going. We're going. Yeah. We can't leave the BRAC out. The BRAC persons over there, they are so well knowledgeable about gospel music, and especially the Gaithers. Man, it's crazy. Last year, I kid you not, we had about 8,000 people, where they had an event out by the dock. It was so many persons and stuff out there. It was amazing. And Guy, I told Guy that that's our little smaller island, and when he got there, he's like, "There's no way." That all these it was really, really nice. Actually, it was really nice.
Where are you taking the group to perform this year in the BRAC?
Well, that is to be determined.
Okay.
So we have a few places in mind. So we're just working those little things out now. So, in the next week or two, we should be able to announce where we'll be having it on the BRAC. The good news, we're going to the BRAC.
Going to the BRAC. It's somewhere,
somewhere. Yeah,
there'll be a concert somewhere.
We'll be there on the 1st of January.
Now, where can folks get their tickets, both here and in the BRAC, for their events?
Yeah. So the BRAC for here. Let's speak about here first. Sure. You can get your tickets at Funky Time, and also the Conference of Seventh Adventists. Normally, we'll have tickets at Christian Enlightenment Center, but unfortunately, they have closed their doors. So, you can reach out to me for tickets and stuff also. My number is 916-2134, and we will get your tickets to you when as many as you want. For the BRAC, the BRAC is always extremely special. So the BRAC concert is going to be absolutely free.
That's awesome.
So, BRACers, again, you're extremely special. No one's going to have to pay for that concert. It's going to be a free concert and stuff in the BRAC. That's the perks you get about being small and special, you know.
I'd love to hear from our Canadian BRAC residents on how they felt about last year's concert as well. If you're listening out in the BRAC, I know Radio Cayman is now back up over there, and please give us a call. I'd love to hear from you, and I know Noel would love to hear from you and just hear your views on, one, the fact that you're going to have these three artists coming over and the opportunity to see them live for free, right?
And the thing is with Sherry and Jeff is not just two of them. They're coming with 4 more persons.
Oh.
Right? So that's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
Just like Marshall is bringing his whole family, and his daughter actually sings and stuff also. So she will be singing along with him also. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, and we have our very talented local artists. We normally have our local artists and stuff that be performing. So we're getting those lined up and stuff now as we speak. Can I tell you something about our local artists? Our local artist is just as good as our international artists. When you hear them, it brings so much joy to my heart, because even when the international artist is backstage, and when they hear them performing, they have to come out and look like, hey, it's unbelievable, because they're that good. So I just want my local artists to let you guys know how appreciative and how proud I am of all of you, for the time that you put into these songs, and you do an amazing job.
Have we had any success with our local gospel artists making headway overseas?
Yep. But just before COVID, Hannah, I totally kind of forgot her name, but her last name is Hannah, Jaden Hannah. She performed in Grand Cayman, and that's when I brought the Crab family.
Oh, yes.
And she was picked to go overseas in North Carolina to open for them. So that was a big deal for us in Grand Cayman. I mean, if she had CDs, she would have sold out, because she done an amazing job over there. So
that's brilliant.
Yep. So this year, we're thinking the same thing now. We want to pick one local artist to travel next year to open for one of these here. So I'm negotiating.
That put that extra cherry on top, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's bringing the artist here, and then recycling that thing backwards and setting our artists and giving them the opportunity to put themselves
absolutely
on the map.
Absolutely. So that's what we're trying to do again this year, because it was really something really special to see Jaden up there representing Cayman, and this large crowd of people that when they heard her singing is like they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And how they announced her is like Jaden Hanif all the way from the Cayman Islands, and everybody kind of stood up is like,
Yeah.
So that's
really cool.
That was amazing. So we accompanied her over there, and it was something like really special. It was a couple of thousand people. At that church, they had a huge church that they performed in. So
1,000 people.
Yeah. It was a big church. Maybe about 3,000 people was there. It was awesome.
That's wild.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Good for her. I mean, and that I think is just such a huge. Yeah, the whole event's great. I love it, but that extra little bit there,
Yeah.
that really is that cherry on top of the cake, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, if any local artists are looking to get involved in this year, how can they go about trying to apply, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, I mean, we contact them, and
Okay.
from last year we've been speaking to different local artists.
Sure.
We try to use different ones every year to give them an opportunity. It's a group that we normally use, I think, every year.
Sure.
They are so good, and people keep requesting them over and over, and that's the Williams Quartet.
Yes.
So they have been an amazing group throughout the years, and I really do appreciate them for all of the work and effort they put into their music. I mean, they have gone way and beyond, and when you hear this little group sing, I mean, I think it's 3 brothers and 2 sisters. They're amazing. They're so good. And this year, our lineup for local artists is going to be very, very special. It's going to be really good.
That's awesome. Really hope we have another sold out crowd this year. And Cayman Brack, you have a free concert coming your way.
Yeah.
January 1st, open up the year. So, Noel, if you don't mind, if you could quickly run down the entire lineup for this year's event again, just before we close off this segment, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, December 31st, Grand Cayman. Gates open at 6 o'clock. Start time is at 7. Jeff and Sherry Easter and Marshall Hall. You can't miss it. This year, our sponsors is going to, our charity would be Inclusion Cayman. Inclusion Cayman is what used to be Special Needs. Yeah, so if you don't know the name Inclusion Cayman, that's them, and they are doing an exceptional job. So well put together. I know Shan and her team over there is doing an amazing job. The persons over there, they are so nice. They're like the best people in the world. I mean, we have to pay more attention to our people, our charities, and I mean that's what makes Cayman. Yeah, this is the Cayman kind. Any way that we can give back to our society, this is always a good way to just put a smile on someone else's face.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think avenues like this here, we should continue to give, because there's nothing better than giving, right? Giving is what Caymanians is all about. We love to give. We love to make people happy. So a concert like this here, there's so much different things to this, whether it's giving back to a charity, getting overseas artists to come here that you cannot go and afford to see them over there. They're right in our backyard right now.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. And Kim and Brack, we'll be on the Brack January the 1st. So it's going to be an amazing week. So everyone get your tickets. Make sure to come in early. Last year we had to bring in some extra chairs because it was totally sold out. And we tried to accommodate those that didn't have no tickets. But I will suggest this year that you get your tickets early, because it's going to be an amazing show. It's going to be one of our best ones yet. And all of them were good, but this is going to be the best one yet.
8 years running. I love it. Noel, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And all the best with the event this year.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks again to Radio Cayman and all of the sponsors.
Thank you, sir. On that note, we're going to go to our 1:30 commercial break. When we come back, we will have open line for about a half hour until our 2 p.m. guest with Baptist Health. Back with more Talk Today right after this.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
The biggest luxury sale of the year is back again. For 4 days only, Kirk Freeport's Black Friday weekend sale will have once-a-year deals on jewelry, watches, fragrances, accessories, and more. From Thursday, November 28th until Monday, December 2nd, you can find unbeatable discounts from your favorite brands at Kirk Freeport's network of locations at The Strand, Cardinal Avenue, Bayshore Mall, and its La Perfumerie stores. Visit KirkFreeport.com for details. Don't miss out on the year's best deals at Kirk Freeport.
Radio Cayman, your #1 community station, would like to remind you that we are in the hurricane season, and in order to survive a hurricane, you need to be prepared. If officials' sources say a hurricane is imminent, please board up or shutter up windows in your home or place of business. Remember to use good lumber, as makeshift boarding may actually cause more damage. Also put strong bracing on outside doors so that they are not blown off or blown in.
This hurricane advice was brought to you by Radio Cayman, your caring community radio station.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. I want to say a big thank you again to Mr. Noel Williams, who was in studio now discussing the upcoming December 31st Gospel Fest taking place at First Baptist Church, and on January 1st in Cayman Brac, featuring artists Jeff and Sherry Easter alongside Marshall Hall. I had a quick comment from Miss Susan that we have a cold front coming in outside, which apparently from, I've just learned that in the olden days, they used to say, what was it, Miss Susan? When the cold front comes, hurricane season's done. Is that how it went? something along those lines. Let's hope that's true and that the season is long behind us. But we're a pleasure to have. We do have one caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
pretty good. I guess it is a cold front with all this traffic all backed up. No one has their jacket.
How are you today? Happy Thursday to you.
Same to you. I just got in the car, so I just caught the tail end of your guest talking. And well, you're gonna have a gospel concert like they normally have every year, I believe.
Yes, Williams Production. This is the 8th year they're doing it. The Gospel Fest at First Baptist Church. That's Noel Williams.
Okay. Well, yesterday I called. I was being ignorant, but then again, the truth was on top of what I was trying to say to you guys. We got the purple ribbon that comes on the station every year promoting, taking people back and forth on these buses.
Sure, yeah.
The New Year celebration and so forth. And he mentioned like over 5,000 people that they dealt with it from what time to what time. I don't remember, but that's beside the point. 5,000 people to use the purple ribbon bus to go out to celebrate the New Year. And it's a refreshing to hear today that you're having guests on there talking about gospel concert that I think we have for a couple of years around the island. And to see, I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't know if anyone gonna have any buses available and organized to take people to these concerts that will be going on in Cayman for the New Year coming up. And to say this, we hoard and we get big on certain things that I say doesn't have any value to a degree, because when you're going to advertise Purple Ribbon every year to encourage people to go out and drink and they have a free ride home, that organization is doing that. I want to know what is in it for them and how come it can happen every year, and how long this gospel concert been going on. And it came out, I can't say, I don't know, right? But I think I heard it last year as well too, being advertised and spoke about it on the radio. It is all good and well, but the fact of the matter is anybody coming aboard and say, hey, we can provide buses from here and there to get to where this concert's going to be here in this Cayman Island. Do you see where I'm coming from, sir? Please tell me you see where I'm coming from, please.
I understand the to a degree the comment. So to clarify a few points, I believe the Purple Ribbon bus said they had been operating for this is their 24th year. And then as for Williams Production, the Gospel Fest, this is something that Noel brought to the forefront, recognizing that this was something that could happen. This is year number 8 for the Gospel Fest. I mean, as far as does the Purple Ribbon Bus encourage people to go out and drink versus the flip side of the conversation of, is it people are going to go out to drink and they're recognizing that there's a danger out there and this is a way to curb it one night of the year when people are going out and celebrating that New Year coming in. It's the NDC is the group that spearheads this alongside of Compass Media with the RCIPS. So those are the 3 heads that are organizing it, and the NDC is really the driver of organizing logistics, etc. for this, while the Compass Media comes on and helps promote it so people know about it. And the other thing they do is the designated driver scenario, where the bars and restaurants give a designated driver free non-alcoholic beverages while they're there, to just kind of, as lack of a better term, a bonus for them not drinking.
It's the same.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand what you're trying to say to me there, right? But everything has a logic in it. That's the picture that's being missed in this situation between a gospel concert and a blue ribbon. What do we call that now? A tour bus.
The bus service.
Bus service to take people to various places and pick them back up because they're going to go out there and drink and probably act like an ass, excuse my French, when they get in their cars and cause accidents. Yeah, we want to avoid the accident. But the fact of the matter is, it is not what you do, it's how you do it. And I noticed here in my little island, the Cayman Islands, that I call home. And I love my country. I'm not even a country, I love my island. But so many things that is going on this island that has no meaning and no head to it. I want to know who got to pay for those buses and just how they can go and organize buses to go to do the drinking. Why someone not coming up and say we're going to organize a few buses to go to this gospel concert here in the Cayman Islands? It's going to be New Year's time, I believe. This is going to be happening as well, too. I'm not blaming you. Don't get me wrong.
No, I hear you.
I just hate how things is being done, who it benefits and who it doesn't benefit, and the heck with the rest of the people. Everybody wants to have a good time at New Year. But why they said over 5,000 people have used their business? Really? So if they've been using 5,000 people, you can imagine what they're going to get this year, knowing that our population has grown. Do you understand? And he also said that someone came on a bus and went to church and got back on the bus to go back home. Really? Really? He think you're talking to an idiot. I'm not that stupid. But I think I got them where they wasn't expecting to get that question yesterday when I gave that to them. And I'm dead serious. And you have a great day, and thank you.
Well, thank you, caller. I appreciate you calling in. Your point's not going above my head. I do appreciate where you're coming from. I myself looking at it, I look at the Purple Ribbon Bus as a service that I think both Williams Productions and what the NDC and these groups are doing are both noble causes. One is allowing those who want to engage in gospel activities to be able to do so. And to your point about the buses, organizing buses and transport to the church, perhaps that's something in the future. Williams Productions is a small operation. Perhaps as there's an avenue there in the future for busing service to be able to come in. But to the flip side of the Purple Ribbon campaign, I think there is a lot of nobility to that campaign of what it does to on the prevention side. I do understand your concern. They did explain yesterday that the funding for this comes from the sponsors, that they go out and they sell sponsors to cover the cost of the buses and making it all work. But again, what they're doing, this is the National Drug Council. This is the group that's going out and doing the work that they can to reduce or educate on this, but at the same time they're looking at it from a proactive standpoint of they recognize there's a problem, that on New Year's Eve people are going out and drinking, they are getting in their cars, and they're simply trying to reduce, hence why the RCIPS is involved in it. They're trying to reduce the number of accidents that we have, the number of issues that we have on New Year's Eve, so that everyone gets home safe. And to that point, I think there is some ability on that. On that note, we're going to go to our 1:45 commercial break. When we come back, we still do have open line until 2 p.m. So on that note, we'll go to our 1:45 break. Back more talk today right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
A $5,000 reward is up for offer for the return of a missing dog that goes by the name of Spiky Haggis. Spiky is white cream in color and is a Pomeranian mix. He is a small dog that has a distinctive scar above his left hip. Spiky went missing over a week ago in the area of Selkirk Drive and Bimini Drive. The public is asked to keep their eyes peeled for Spiky, and if anyone has any information on the missing Pomeranian mixed dog, please call Cayman Vets at 525-5838. The number again is 525-5838.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
It's a good time to get ready. It's a good time to know that the season is coming. So let your body know I'm preparing to be healthy, and I want my friends to know 50% off. So tell your friends today.
Hi, I'm Daryl Dacus from Health for Today, and with the holiday season upon us, I want to send you some holiday cheers. To kick the season off right, we're offering an incredible 50% off on selected items while supplies last. While growing up, I remember the excitement around the holiday prep. So give yourself the gift of health for this holiday. So call, why wait, 928-1503 or visit healthfortoday.ky and click on the link below the video that says 50% to view all sale products.
The Chickens have built Cayman's first digital currency investment platform, Chickstarter. Powered by Massive Media, Chickstarter is a satirical business incubator raising money for local charities. Sign up for free now at chickstarter.ky and invest your 10,000 Chick coin in the special projects, each raising money for different local charities. 10 people will be randomly selected to receive a month's supply of local farm produce from Farmer Clarence as well. Full details and fun at chickstarter.ky. That's chickstarter.ky. Sign up and play for free today.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. We do have open line for the next 10 minutes or so until we feature Dr. Ruzinski from Baptist Health. We do have one caller on the line. Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling Talk Today.
Yeah, Mr. Singh, I have to call back in regard to the police department.
Okay, we welcome your call as always.
I just want to plead to Mr. Walton, I think his last name is Walton, Commissioner of Police Department.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pleading to him today to please get out of that chair and get out here and see what is happening on our roads. Go into the helicopter and get a good view of this island, what is happening in this island on our roads with the crazy driving, and calling to the police department and making complaints, and all you can hear, they're going to send a traffic officer at the location, and you can't see no traffic officer at no location. Something needs to be done before an innocent person goes to jail for hitting someone that it was their negligence and their fault, but the driver will get the blame. You understand where I'm coming from, sir?
I do very much so. I drive vehicles, yes.
I have a cousin live on Walker's Road. Just a couple evenings ago, they almost took her life from her by a pedestrian, by the school pedestrian crossing that has the lights by them. Those pedestrian crossing that has those light flashers need a camera because people are not stopping. And if someone stops, the other direction is not stopping to let the pedestrian cross. I am pleading to Mr. Walton, I think his name is, please do something because it is getting out of hand. These officers that is driving around with their windows up and working so many days and off so many days, these guys need to be on a 9-to-5 job, and you bring your next set in for the night. They need to be on duty. This thing about making them work for so many days and off so many days, we do not have the amount of police officers for that to be taking place in this island. These guys need to be working. You go to the dentist, they're at the dentist in their uniform. You go to the grocery store, they're in their uniform. So when they get their days on, what are they doing? What are they doing? Why are they doing their business with our police uniform on? Something needs to be done. He needs to go and find another nationality. We need some English people here as officers, and we need some American people to bring into this country to get these roads and this crazy driving that is going on under control, because what we got now is not working. And I don't know what this man is doing. He needs to get out of that chair and get up in that helicopter and drive this island until he gets tired.
Well, I mean,
thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, if I can echo, I would definitely empathize that. I drive the roads as well. I've seen some of the silliness that we've seen from drivers on our roads. I can't speak to the shifts of the RCIPS. I can speak to Commissioner Walton's character. He's been a hardworking gentleman for as long as I've known him. But when I say I genuinely understand the concerns you're raising, I've seen the issues by First Baptist School. I spoke with another parent from another parent of a former student who now lives in Prospect by Montessori, and what people are doing in those school zones, and the way in which they're driving in a school area, overtaking traffic into oncoming lanes during peak rush hour. We've seen it. I've seen when I'm coming into work at 6:30 in the morning, some of the drivers coming in from the Eastern Districts and how they're driving, and they're weaving in and out, doing easily 60, 70 between Popeyes and the Kings and Hurley's Roundabout. Like, you see it in the mornings. I drive the same roads that you do. So I see and I can empathize with your frustrations. I don't know what the fix is. That'd be very fair. Other than the police, I would agree that police having a more active presence, especially in the school zones in the morning time, I would agree with that. I think there is definitely an important need for that.
Yeah, yes, and Tim Hortons just opened up, and that's a racetrack under the Prospect.
Yes, yeah, that roundabout is a very dangerous route. Oh, all the roundabouts can be dangerous at times, but I mean, we see it in the mornings. They come racing around that roundabout.
Yep.
No.
So, I hope you're hearing. I hope you're listening.
I'm sure they are. I mean, I will say, I know that Commissioner Walton has been a hardworking member of the RCIPS for a long time, and I know they are stepping up their road enforcement now with December around the corner. So hopefully, Michigan, I'm with you on this one. I do want to see that the drivers, especially those who drive very silly in school zones are reprimanded appropriately.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for your call as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, we do have open line, and to Miss Jan's call just now, and I think it's an extremely important point. If you're a driver out there on the road, I know many cars out there on the roads right now get Radio K-Man. If you're listening right now, she's absolutely correct. I mean, the reality is we have drivers on our roads who are blatantly belligerent in how they're utilizing the roads, not recognizing they're driving a loaded weapon. And the reality is we have these drivers driving like this in school zones. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have filed my own reports with the RCIPS. Along when my son was at First Baptist, along with several other parents, we collectively filed a joint complaint about it because it was a noticeable problem. And we've seen similar. I had another parent the other day who came to us because we are Radio K-Man. That down by Monazar by the Sea, we see see cars who will dive onto Old Prospect Road to beat the traffic, and they fly through that area, and there's a school right in that area, and they're driving that way during rush hour traffic. So again, to echo that caller's perspective, I know the RCIPS was here yesterday, and I'm not taking anything away from the work they do. I know they have a lot of territory to cover, the amount of work that goes into it. We're not the ones having to do the work that they are. But to Ms. Jan's point, and she's not the only caller who's called in recent weeks about the issues that we're seeing on our roads. So to the RCIPS, I do hope to see them elevate this situation or step up in some way with their programs in December. Just about a minute and a half until we go to our 2 p.m. headline news. If any callers have a quick comment they want to make very, very quickly, we do have a minute and a half until we go to our 2 p.m. headline news. But other than that, quick recap again of today's show. We had in Dr. Poupé and Mr. Brian Watler from the Cayman Islands National Museum. Again, a big welcome to Dr. Poupé, who comes and brings a wealth of knowledge from the museum industry with her 35 years at the National Gallery of Jamaica and coming from Belgium before there, another museum district. And the National Museum has their event coming up, the Christmas Market on November 30th from 4 to 8 p.m., featuring local vendors, handmade crafts, traditional Caymanian food. I think they said they have 30 vendors that are taking part in this year so far and possibly might go up to 40. So definitely something to check out next Saturday, November 30th. That's 4 to 8 p.m. And then we had Mr. Noel Williams, who was in the studio from Williams Productions. And that is, he was here talking about the upcoming 2024 Gospel Fest. That's on December 31st at First Baptist Church, featuring Jeff and Sherry Easter, along with Marshall Hall. That's from 6 p.m. Gates open at 6 p.m. Concert starts at 7 p.m. That's at First Baptist Church before they go over to Cayman Brac on January 1st for a free concert. Tickets available for that event at Funky Tangs or the Cayman Islands Conference. And again, shout out to our own Radio Cayman, sponsor of the event as always. On that note, we're going to go to our 2 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with Dr. Rudzinski from Baptist Health. Back with more talk today right after this.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
I'm April Cummings with your latest headlines. Today is the last day to apply for the Nice Winter Project. Infrastructure Minister the Honorable J.E. Banks is encouraging unemployed Caymanians to join the National Community Enhancement Winter Project. Participants will help beautify the islands by maintaining public spaces, cleaning beaches, and more. The program runs from the 9th of December through the 20th, and then again January 6th through the 17th. The deadline to apply is today. Head to the ministry's Facebook page for more information. In international headlines, the federal FAFSA form used to apply for college financial aid opened to high school seniors across the U.S. today, a year after a disastrous rollout by the Biden administration delayed the application for months. After weeks of testing, the U.S. Education Department says there have been no major problems with the online form. It is, though, opening to the public later than the traditional October 1st start date, but far sooner than last year's late January launch. The department promised this year's form by December 1st. A major storm pummeled northern California with rain and snow today and threatened to cause flooding and rock slides in the latest wave of damaging weather to wash over the west coast. The U.S. National Weather Service extended a flood watch into Saturday for areas north of San Francisco, as the strongest atmospheric river, a large plume of moisture flowing onshore that California and the Pacific Northwest has seen this season, inundated the region. The storm unleashed winds the night before that left 2 people dead and hundreds of thousands without power in Washington state. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News. 36 world finalists from 12 countries, 3 winning teams, and 1 global competition. It's the 2024 Young Chef, Young Waiter, Young Mixologist World Finals. This November 22nd to 24th in Singapore, and the Cayman Islands is in the finals. Cayman's Young Chef Champion, Brittany Bodden, Young Waiter Champion, Steph McDermott, and Young Mixologist Champion, Cody Wright, will be competing for the ultimate prize of $15,000. Join us in cheering on our young professionals, tomorrow's leaders in hospitality and service, as they represent the Cayman Islands on the world stage. Supported by the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raven Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Pleased to have in studio from Baptist Health, Dr. Ruzinski. Did I say that right?
Yeah, no, thanks you for having me.
Welcome to Talk Today. Welcome to Cayman. Is it the first time to Cayman?
No, second time. First time was Cayman Brac, so now in a big
Nice.
city.
How long ago was Cayman Brac?
Was it 3 weeks ago, Anna? Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, what did you think?
It was great.
Oh, that was before the storm, so yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful island. All 3 are beautiful islands.
Yeah.
And how you liking Grand Cayman so far?
It's great. Nothing to complain about. Great weather. I'm a Canadian, so there's nothing to complain about.
There's
in terms of
nothing
weather.
to complain about when it comes to the weather. No, absolutely not. Especially where you're from. You got some pretty brutal winters. So where are you from for our listeners? They know.
Yeah, so I'm, I grew up in Poland, Warsaw, Poland, and moved to Canada in '99 when I was 12. So most of my adult life, I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta. It's, when you look on the map, it's very, very north, and it's very, very cold.
Yeah.
We have beautiful summers that are short, but winters are long, winters are cold. So, that kind of drove me down to southern United States.
Yeah. And how you liking the so the southern U.S. being Florida, obviously with Baptist?
Texas and Southern California.
Southern California.
Yeah.
So you covered a lot of territory.
Yeah.
And now in Cayman.
Exactly.
But you're gonna stay in Cayman because you came here and went, oh, this is where it's at. This is the money place. This is where.
I feel like home. Every other physician you meet is some sort of a connection to Canada.
It's very true. I mean, well, Canada's got some good schools, right? There's a lot of great schools out of Canada. And
Absolutely.
So the walkthrough. Now, we're here to talk about Movember.
Right.
And the work that you do. Now, what is it? What is your specialty in your line of?
Yeah, so maybe a bit of background. So I'm a urologist. I did a 7-year residency in Canada, 2 years of which were dedicated to research and urological oncology. And that's where I kind of discovered, that within urology, I really enjoyed taking care of patients with prostate cancer, bladder cancer, and kidney cancer. So I seeked subspecialty training in the United States, specifically at MD Anderson Cancer Center, which is one of the biggest cancer centers, in the U.S.
Sure.
And that led me to Houston. I spent 2 years there, 1 year doing dedicated research, looking at new treatments for treatment of bladder cancer. And then a year of very kind of heavy clinical subspecialty training in robotics and advanced cancers. It was a great environment. These big comprehensive cancer centers in the U.S., they get a lot of patients internationally and nationally. Big referral network. Lots of, bad cancers come there. So I had an opportunity to kind of see, how screening is important.
Sure.
And how it's important to educate patients. in many parts of the world,
Sure.
to get care early. Then that led me to then go to University of Southern California because I was very passionate about robotic surgery and the role it was playing in our field. We're doing more and more surgeries now, minimally invasively, and that's really advantageous for patients. Surgeries can be done with small cuts in the body. Patients recover fast, go home fast, and are able to go about their life faster. So University of Southern California is a big hub for robotic surgery, and I spend a year there, both working and training across 6 to 7 hospitals, doing robotic surgery, and then I ended up in Miami Cancer Institute, where I took a staff position.
You've mentioned so much there that I want to really
Sure.
probe at and tackle
Yeah.
it because, but first, on the issue of awareness, we have the Lions Club of Grand Cayman here in the Cayman Islands, and they do a lot of work towards raising awareness towards prostate and colon cancer. When it comes to the importance of this topic of raising awareness, given your background, given the work you've done, how important is this for not just men, but for women, everyone, to actually really elevate their consciousness of what's going on here?
I think it's very important because I think what we realize as a community, especially in urology, looking at prostate cancer as an example, is that if we catch these things at a very, very early time, these are very treatable conditions. And if we catch them and intervene with an appropriate, team, we can, make a big change in people's lives at the right time. And part of the reason why I want to get involved with the international office and come out is to raise awareness for that. I think we need to educate people that,
Sure.
and it's not only patients, it's primary care doctors and other subspecialty physicians that, a lot of what we treat, if it's caught at the right time, the prognosis is excellent. So, why not educate patients and make people aware that, come to us at the right time or speak to us openly, and
Sure.
we're happy to guide and provide some insight.
Excellent. The second one, this one I'd really like to delve into because we've been talking a lot about technology on the show recently. The rise of AI, the rise of just devices, and how quickly technology has grown and to some degree it's overwhelmed us, right? But in your field, this has become such a huge asset. We talk about the
Absolutely.
robotic side of things. Walk us through one, the evolution of the robotics
Correct.
side of this and how important it is right now in what the work that you're doing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting because urology has been one of the specialties within surgery to experiment with robotics first. I mean, and we have gone a long way, I would say, compared to a lot of other specialties in involving the robot and becoming kind of the standard of care in treatment of prostate, kidney, and bladder cancer. The robot came as an evolution from first, we were doing lots of laparoscopic surgery. So that was, the kind of first form of minimally invasive surgery after open surgery.
Okay.
Laparoscopy was very hard on both the patient and a surgeon because it involves, a lot of standing, keeping your wrists and, body position at a certain level for a prolonged period of time. And then, through partnership with multiple companies looking at making it easier, both on a patient and a surgeon, Intuitive came up with the Da Vinci robotic platform. And there's multiple generations of the robot now that have evolved since. I think the one major difference, compared to kind of old school surgery is that minimally invasive surgery is very ergonomically good for the surgeon, so we can do the surgeries comfortably. It's good for the patient because, we're able to now minimize the number of incisions, for example, on the body. We're able to use the camera to see better what we're doing minimally invasively. And we're able to operate in very tight spaces in the body, where, previously with laparoscopy or open surgery, it's difficult to see,
Sure.
to do. So I think we provide with robotics, my opinion, having trained at 2 centers that do high volume robotics, is that we provide better quality surgery with the robotic surgery platform. I do think the caveat to that is that, not every case is, suitable for robotic surgery. I think that's important to triage patients to be like, this is an appropriate case to be done robotically. But in our specialty, we're, thanks to the Da Vinci platform, we're able to do the surgeries sometimes even quicker. We're able to discharge patients faster. Their pain levels are lower. And patients just recover faster. So a lot of that, has gone a long way. And now with the new generation Da Vinci, with the AI being incorporated into the platform, it also allows us to track our own performance. How are we doing compared to other surgeons in terms of movement, efficiency, going through the cases at a certain kind of pace and making sure that, we are doing a good job compared to others that are well trained. So all that information can now help us, not only train future generation of robotic surgeons, but also track our own performance and see if we're doing good quality work.
You just don't unveil a whole veil that I wasn't aware of. Not to trivialize what you said, but it almost sounded like listening to coaches talk about running backs, where they're like elevating the performance and measuring the performance on every single peak measurement possible.
Correct.
You're now able to do this from an AI, from the robotics standpoint, because AI is helping you guys actually track your efficiency.
Absolutely.
It's kind of mind-boggling when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're actually doing you're saving lives. Like, you're quite literally in there doing the work.
Right. And we're able to, all the cases are recorded. So, for example, when we're discussing about complications, we can view videos, discuss certain movements within the operation,
Sure.
We're able to look back, learn from it, watch it, and see what we can cut down on in terms of our movement in the operating room or in terms of the way we do the case. We're able to take those to conferences, present, get insight from people, compare notes. How do you do this step of the case? How do we do it? What's different? Why are you more efficient at certain parts of the case compared to us? So there's a lot, in terms of both the efficiency but also education. With the help of the AI, we're able to program, the movements and the efficiency and track those things. So when we coach people, when I was at the University of Southern California, one of the biggest things was training residents how to do these cases. And thanks to the technology, I was able to provide better feedback because I can see what they're doing. I can compare their videos to other trainees and allow them to give directed feedback for them to get better.
Interesting. And then we mentioned the evolution of the robot industry. How long have we actually been using robots?
In urology, since early 2000, there was a lot of pushback within our community. As you can imagine, it's hard to change, when you're doing things one way.
Yeah.
We've gone a long way, and I think a lot of it was also driven by patients. People have done a lot of their own research. And, they want smaller cuts on their body. They want things done so they can go back to work with their daily life quicker. So I think it was consumer-driven to some extent, but I think we were also trying to make the operations more ergonomically feasible so we can, do them better.
Yeah. So given that we're 2 decades into this process roughly of utilizing robots, where do you see this industry kind of evolving in 5 or 20 years?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think in the next decade, over 85 to 90% of urologic oncologic procedures are going to be fully done robotic.
Wow.
There are still going to be situations where cancers are advanced and they need to be done the traditional way, which I think is the right thing to do because it's all about patient safety. But in California, I can tell you I saw that in the next 10 years, I think we'll be fully converting to robotic surgery, not only urology, but in many other specialties, which are widely now learning from us and utilizing the platform.
When you say fully robotic, do you mean like there's literally someone operating, a technician in the background operating a screen while the robot through AI is doing its own?
No, I still think there's going to be the role for the surgeon to operate the machine.
Okay, fair enough.
But I think with the help of the robotics, meaning, helping with the movements of the laparoscopic instruments and evolution of the also instruments themselves, there's going to be still the surgeon involved to make sure that, the surgery's done with a certain quality because there's a big human component, which is the experience.
There is, hence the query, right?
But I think more and more surgery is going to be done minimally invasively. And I think even the more advanced, more aggressive cancers, we're going to find a way to do them more, efficiently robotically.
Interesting. Thank you for that. I mean, it's just a big topic because we've been talking a lot about technology and AI, especially over the past year. And your field, more than probably many, are seeing firsthand the benefits of this technology.
Absolutely.
On that note, let's go to a quick commercial break. We can come back. We'll dive further into Dr. Zinsi's role and this very important field for Movember. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
A $5,000 reward is up for offer for the return of a missing dog that goes by the name of Spiky Haggis. Spiky is white cream in color and is a Pomeranian mix. He's a small dog that has a distinctive scar above his left hip. Spiky went missing over a week ago in the area of Selkirk Drive and Bibeneve Drive. The public is asked to keep their eyes peeled for Spiky, and if anyone has any information on the missing Pomeranian mixed dog, please call Cayman Vets at 525-5838. The number again is 525-5838.
Freedom, Cayman Rack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. Just about 10 minutes left in our segment here, featuring Baptist Health and Dr. Rudzinski. This week was International Men's Day, and Cayman has taken a very bold approach this year with International Men's Month. And so the importance of November and raising awareness for men's health. And Dr. Rudzinski here has been discussing, previously to the break, the role of robotics in this industry. But Dr. Rudzinski, the significance of early detection in cancers, prostate cancers, the cancers you mentioned, how important is that for the community? You mentioned early detection really does help increase chances of
cure,
favorable and
outcome.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing. We, I think, see a lot of patients in our community that are nervous about getting their, prostate exams, getting their screening PSAs done. If you see blood in the urine, scared to go to the urologist to get that further examined. But these are, early signs that, things may not be completely good with your health. And, I always have this discussion, especially with patients that come, with prostate cancer and they get their early detection done. We intervene early. And, it's nice to see to intervene at a moment where we're able to make a difference. And I think that's the biggest key message is, if you're in the appropriate age range for prostate cancer, between 50 and 75, if you have risk factors like family history of prostate cancer, if you're worried that your PSA levels are elevated, or anybody is worried in your community that's taking care of you, get it checked out. Go to your primary care, get them to set you up with a test, to get you examined, get your PSA done. If you're suspecting you're having, any blood in the urine, for example, for bladder cancer, that's a big sign that you may need to get that worked up. If we catch these things in an appropriate time frame, we can cure this with minimal morbidity, minimum, kind of what we call side effects to you long term, because the earlier the better with a lot of these cancers. And in prostate, one of the things I want to mention is that our approach has changed over time. Prostate cancer is a spectrum. It's not one disease. And within that, there's a lot of prostate cancers now that we understand better. For example, if you're a male who has something called low risk prostate cancer, we can watch that now because we understand that these cancers are very slow growing, very slow progressing. But we got to know about it in order for us to recommend, things like active surveillance or watchful waiting. We have to intervene at the right time to at least know that you have the diagnosis. And I think we just have to kind of make sure that people don't think that any sort of diagnosis of cancer equals radical treatment right away. We need to understand, what's going on to be able to find the best treatment plan for you.
It's a lot. There's a lot there to really
Yeah.
unpack for, especially in a conversation we're talking about men, and most men tend to, avoid.
Absolutely.
Doctors like to play.
Yeah, yeah, and we struggle with that, and I think it's very unfortunate sometimes when we could have detected something earlier,
Sure.
and then now we're resorting to kind of more last minute measures. So I just think it's it's now we understand more about these cancers, we understand about the biology better, and I think we know that there's really big important component of all of this is coming to us early, so that we can give you the best possible outcome long term.
Fair play. And then as far as the role of the clinical research,
Mhm.
and most of us are not doctors. We're not surgeons. We're not in your field. We're not in that field. When you talk about the growing field of clinical research and what you do, walk us through how important that is and how it's evolved.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And, a lot of it, to be honest with you, I saw play out on a big stage at MD Anderson of how important kind of clinical, and I would say it's clinical and translational research now. Translational research, yeah, so clinical research is looking at kind of population level, when you're studying a disease, looking at how patients do with different treatments, how they do with different screening strategies. Translational research is when we're able to, for example, take samples from patients from biopsies and understand, then correlate back and look at the biology of that cancer. So one of the things I would say, just to kind of broadly talk about importance of clinical and translational and basic research in urologic oncology or any of the cancers, is that what you're going to see over the next 2 decades at least is that we're going to be able to provide more personalized care for patients. Because now what we're able to do at some of these big cancer centers, especially in the US, is we're able to biopsy or get tissue from your cancer. We're able to genetically understand what kind of mutations or what kind of abnormalities drive that cancer. And because of that, and because of the fact that we have a lot of clinical trials that are going on at these institutions, we're able to tailor the therapy, tailor treatments to your specific cancer. And I think that's where the future is headed with a lot of the research. Certainly, I can tell you it has been a big part of my research at MD Anderson, where my boss, who was in charge of my research, he discovered a viral drug for bladder cancer. And what we were trying to understand is, who can we help best with this? And how do we do that? We go into the operating room, we took biopsies, we studied the biology of their cancer, and then tried to understand if that particular treatment would be effective for that patient. And I think that really highlights the importance of research, clinical both and translational research in our field. It will allow us to personalize the cancer treatment to you specifically, because we'll be able to understand the genetic makeup and abnormalities in your specific cancer or your specific case.
So again, a lot to unpack. It's a lot to unpack there, but I mean, it shows the evolution of the industry, right? It's not a one-size-fits-all case
Correct.
anymore. You definitely are you're isolating and catering down to the actual patient.
Correct.
Versus this whole floor of scenarios. I'm gonna leave it there. There's a lot there between the robotics and the clinical research that you had mentioned. Now, as far as specifically to Baptist Health, what are some of the latest trends and latest developments with Baptist Health in regards to your field?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things we have at Baptist Health is huge role of robotics in the cancer surgeries we do. We do a lot of robotic cancer surgery in bladder, kidney, prostate. We have a lot of now great equipment to do really high quality prostate biopsies using MRI as a guidance to make sure that when men are coming to us, we're using appropriate measures to give them the best quality biopsy to establish a proper diagnosis. We have great equipment to do focal therapy for prostate cancer, which is less invasive than surgery. It's kind of the state-of-the-art treatment option for prostate cancer now that's up and coming, and we have the newest technology available on site to be able to offer that to patients. And of course, we have new generation of robots. We have the newest model of the Da Vinci 5 with the incorporated AI platform. And we also have what we call a single port robotic platform where we can even make smaller cuts to get into patients' abdomens and operate on their prostates. So in terms of prostate cancer, I think we have all the tools that we need. And not to mention the fact that we have a great multidisciplinary team to manage all the other cancers like, kidney and bladder. We have great medical oncologists, radiation oncologists. Myself, I'm on the surgical side of things. But every week we get together, we put cases on, and we discuss what is the best treatment for this particular patient, getting feedback from, does this patient require chemotherapy before surgery? Could we benefit from doing some radiation before, getting them into operating room? I think all of that makes it very unique at Baptist, that we're trying to tailor your specific cancer care to you specifically, on top of having access to all this wonderful technology, which I think allows us to do good quality care.
It is. Again, you keep putting out these answers. I'm like, I could unpack that answer more. Yeah. But we only got 2 minutes left in the show. When you mentioned again the apparatus, you have the state-of-the-art Da Vinci 5, I think you meant the evolution. How often are these, I go back to the robotics question again, but how often are these evolution of generations of the Da Vinci 6 coming out? When is, how quickly does that upgrade?
It happens, to be honest, I would say every few years they come up with upgrades. They make the instruments stronger. They make the instruments, more efficient. And I think one of the wonderful things at Baptist is a lot of the intuitive reps or representatives from those companies come to us and ask us for feedback when we're doing cases.
That was my next question.
So when I was using the Da Vinci 5 at Baptist, I had the intuitive rep in the room asking me, how do you like this instrument? How do you like the setting? What can we do better as, on our end to go back to the headquarters and tell them? And I think we meet as a community also several times a year, and we all discuss these things. And I think one of the nice things about working in a place like Baptist is we're big enough that that feedback gets translated back to the parent company.
Yeah.
And they come back and try to give us solutions like, I would like a stronger instrument. I would like a different instrument. I would like something that makes this part of surgery easier.
Yeah.
And they'll work with you to try to improve that for the next upgrade.
That's great. That was my next question. How much of a role do you have in being, because you are the consumer?
Correct. Yeah.
Right? How much input do you have in actually the evolution and seeing that these products are actually growing to benefit you, which in turn benefit your patients, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack there. I appreciate you shared a lot of information today for the community. If anybody has any questions specifically about what it is you're doing or Baptist Health in general, what's the best way to reach out to you and find more about you in your bio?
You can just Google me.
Google.
You can go on Google and type in my name, first name Jan, Jan, last name Rudzinski. One of the first things that'll pop up is my Baptist profile. You have all my kind of credentialing information and what I specialize in, and there's certainly a number you can call and
Thank you so much.
No, I just wanted to say
Please,
they can also reach Dr. Rudzinski through our local office here in Cayman Islands, so the Baptist Health, Imaging Center is Smith Road, and the number is 345-746-3304. And we have Erica Jose, who is our clinical manager. We have also Rachel Jackson and Alina Dawson, who is our nuclear technologist, and they can answer any questions and also contact Dr. Rudzinski.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. And congrats on Conor McDavid and his 1,000th point.
Thank you very much.
Hockey fan to a hockey fan. I can speak on that.
There you go.
On that note, we do need to call it a wrap for today's show. Thank you again to all of our loyal listeners out there in Radio Cayman Nation, the Cayman Islands National Museum, Williams Productions, and Dr. Rudzinski from Baptist Health. Mr. O'Connor will also be manning the Talk Today hot seat tomorrow. On behalf of the entire Radio Cayman family, have a very happy Thursday. I'm Raymond Singh, and God bless.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.